So first off, I want to show off this little sweater jumpsuit. This is one of my favorites. Like I like it. I like this specific one. You always got that one outfit that just screams your name. This outfit for me screams my name. Like this is me. I feel it. This is what I like. So yeah, I just wanted to say that for first. But I was reading my book and I was taking notes. And the book was about relationships and having low self-esteem. So it was this one statement that stood out to me, and she was talking about how she, I guess this, I guess she was speaking about that. She was like, well, if this guy doesn't like you, just tell yourself, like, basically talking about people online, dating in cyberspace. And she was like, well, if the guy doesn't like you, just simply tell yourself that he got offline to be back with his relationship or be back with the woman that he liked. Or be back with his ex, I mean. So, but that didn't sit right with me. So I had to kind of speak on my behalf. And they actually taught me a lot when I spoke on it as well. So what I said was, what if we didn't always feel as though we had to protect ourselves from those types of feelings, such as rejection, experience it, but experience the rawness of the, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to start over. So this is called the low self-esteem shell. This is what I created to be. So the LSE shell. So I'm going to start over. What if we didn't always feel as though we had to protect ourselves from these types of feelings, such as rejection? Experience the rawness of this situation. It's easy to say, oh, this happened for whatever reason. It's hard to accept that it didn't. It's hard to say, oh, he's not interested. It's hard to think, oh, they're not interested. Making it unbearable to accept, but also make it unbearable to stomach the idea. Staying open to LSE, low self-esteem, what scares you the most is, or what hurts you the most, these are only illusions, meant to make you feel vulnerable, fragile, and insecure. What if there was a way out of LSE gates, of the low self-esteem gates? When we become insecure, we allow access for everything and everyone on the outside. The privilege of taking on that, we allow everyone on the outside and everything on the outside the privilege of taking up that space in our lives while releasing ourselves from ourselves before we even be given the chance. Opening that door for a piece of self to leave, because instead of hugging ourselves and saying, I'm okay, in comfort to that feeling, we become open to the discomfort, thought that we weren't enough. So instead of hugging yourself and comforting yourself and saying, okay, I'm okay with this feeling, we become open to the discomforting thought that we weren't enough. Because that moment determined by someone else, because of what someone else basically turned our world upside down. We allowed that person to turn our world upside down because we allowed them to determine who we are or how we felt about ourselves based on how they felt about us. So this is what I'm explaining in the next sentence. Because that moment determined by someone else said we weren't enough, or maybe it seems as though we weren't enough. Now it seems like that because we let someone else determine this about us. Only you can restore that feeling of insecurity by fixing that hinge, that lock, or that door handle that gave way for that piece of you to escape. So basically locking your doors and giving yourself that sense of safety and security that escaped along with that person or that moment, when you decided to allow everything and everyone to come in and feel that sense of security that you felt like you couldn't provide for yourself or give yourself. You didn't trust yourself enough, or you didn't give yourself that chance to even, feel that sense of safety. So show yourself that you are trustworthy, that you can be trusted, that you can be that safe place, that this door will remain closed and locked for your own or my own security. So yeah, this is what I basically wrote about. Basically, I feel like our insecurity is based on ourselves, and I explained everything about how I felt about that in this little paper that I wrote down. So this is called the LSE wall, the low self-esteem wall. In order to give yourself that sense of security, you have to become aware of you. Be your safe place and tell yourself, even if you got to write it down a note to yourself. Tell yourself, I will not allow this. Basically, it's like writing a letter to yourself. Just imagine yourself somewhere far. Like you got this best friend, and your best friend is yourself. You got this person somewhere far across, somewhere far off, and you want this person to come back into your life, but they don't trust you. So basically, you're typing this letter, or you're writing this letter to send off to this person, and write down, you can trust me. Write down a letter to this person saying, I am trustworthy. You can come back home to me. Open that door and allow yourself to step back into who you are. Step back into your safe place. Step back into your home, because this is really your home, but yourself didn't feel safe enough to come back home. So write it down to yourself, let it sink in, and say, I will give you the security that you need. We can work together. I trust myself, and this is the first step to unlocking that low self-esteem. This is the first step to cracking open that low self-esteem wall to yourself. Allow yourself back in. I will break this shell just so that you can come back into our home. So yeah, that's all, and I'm up.